pharmaceutical drugs, because nutrients are the quintessential premier medicines. They are the very definition of what a medicine should be, with no toxicity.
All right, continuing here. Let's get into, we've gotten into magnesium. We've gotten into fatty acids. Let's get into selenium. Then let's get into other minerals, cofactors, and some of the things from your research and other major studies. Some of the other things that have been found that really supercharge things and help your body use all of these things in concert.
Selenium is unbelievably important for the body's detox system. We just talked about the poison control system. There's a chemical in the body called glutathione. Some of your listeners may have heard of glutathione. Glutathione is your master cancer fighter. It's your master antioxidant. It's your master detoxification element. And it runs on a little selenium battery. It's one of the neat things about minerals is they function electromagnetically as batteries that charge enzymes. And one of the most important enzymes that selenium charges is glutathione. Without selenium, you can't make this master cancer fighter. Selenium is also an important component in thyroid health. If you're hypothyroid, you definitely want to think about getting on selenium. Selenium deficiency is associated with muscle weakness. It's associated with fatigue. It's associated with joint disease. Selenium deficiency can cause miscarriages and birth defects, and perhaps most importantly, selenium deficiency is associated with cardiovascular disease, which is the leading killer in this country and around the world. And you don't need very much selenium. Just the amount of selenium that would fit on a couple of pinheads is all you need as a daily dose to assure that you don't suffer from these deficiency diseases. That's a tiny, tiny little bit of this very important substance, selenium. And selenium is one that you can take too much of. And that's why when you're using a nutritional supplement program, something like the Beyond Tangy Tangerine, you don't have to concern yourself with the doses as much because the formulators have taken care of those dosages for you.
All right, let's talk about this. And then I want to go into some of the current news items that you wanted to mention. I know there's other key cofactors and things like what you were just mentioning, but why are they attacking eggs and even whey protein? I guess they don't want us healthy. LA Times says eating whole eggs is dangerous as smoking, but then our brain is mainly made out of these good cholesterols. Is it true that we should be on a low-fat diet?
Well, even Ansel Keys, who's the father of the so-called fat and cholesterol hypothesis, has come out saying that we've known all along that dietary cholesterol has nothing to do with the amount of cholesterol in your body. This whole thing on eggs, I'm going to talk about this on my program tomorrow. This whole thing on eggs is absolutely tragic. If anybody listens to this silliness that's coming out of this study in Canada, it's very, very unfortunate. First of all, if you look at the numbers, and you got to be very careful with how the press reports things, if you look at the numbers right out of the study, as it turns out, people who ate the highest amount of eggs had exactly the same cholesterol, even higher cholesterol levels than people who ate less eggs. So this whole idea of eating egg yolks and causing cancer, this is just a bunch of hooey. The egg yolk is nature's richest source of nutrients next to human mother's milk. And not in the white. The nutrients are not in the white when it comes to an egg. They're in the yolk. And I'm talking vitamin A. I'm talking the B complex. I'm talking vitamin K. I'm talking essential fatty acids, magnesium, calcium, vitamin D, copper, iron, manganese, selenium, zinc. These are all
well, they even tell people that have epilepsy eat more eggs because it's been associated with helping the brain. I mean, this is known. So why are they... I mean, if they're going to put taxes on cigarettes, I guess now they're saying eggs are bad. Bloomberg wants to tax salt. He wants to tax... soft drinks, again, making themselves the good guys while ignoring all the real problems. Are they doing that, knowing they're killing us with the nanny state, so that they can selectively take control? And that's a point that's well taken. But you know what? We got to take the control back. This idea of nutritional supplementation is one of the best ways that you can take charge of your health and not depend on the doctor. And Alex, what's going to happen if we end up with this Obamacare thing with managed care, government-mandated managed care, government-mandated HMOs? This is going to be an unmitigated health disaster, and our best protection is to understand
understand how to use nutritional supplementation. And by the way, as far as this study goes on egg yolks, look to see who these scientists who came up with this study, Dr. David Spence, the Canadian authors, David Spence and David Jenkins and Jean Davignon, see who these guys get paid for, and guess who you will find is writing the checks. AstraZeneca and the cholesterol, the drug companies that
sure,
make
they want to say it's the cholesterol that's bad, not imbalances in the body. And at the same time, they want to put statins in the water, even of children. So they're creating this world where the building blocks of our body are listed as evil so they can tax them and regulate them and control them, not letting us have access to it. The worst. No, they don't want us to know that they've produced artificial food designed to make us sick and mentally ill. They don't want you to know if you can't sleep, it's magnesium. They got a deadly class 3 narcotic for you. They don't want you to know you got rot holes in your skin because you don't have enough vitamin C. You got zits all over the place. They don't want you to know any of this stuff. By the way, Paul Watson's article is very powerful. It's up at Infowars.com and Prisonplanet.com. DHS classifies new ammo purchases following controversy as they buy even more than $1.4 billion. And all these different agencies are getting it. The Post Office, the Social Security Administration, the National Weather Association. And one of the commenters makes a point I've been meaning to make. Google excluded income is their name. And it's fact, hollow point bullets are illegal to use in war. Yep. Hollow point bullets are too expensive for practice uses. Correct? Hollow points are for our heads and torso and arms and legs. Yeah, I mean, these are bullets for us, 1.4 billion bullets. Ben, I just had to ask you, because you're a smart guy, what is your take on armored pillboxes, checkpoints getting set up, and 1.4+ billion rounds of ammo for us? I mean, what are these criminal lunatics planning?
Well, you know, it gets to what you were saying before we went to the break. We are at risk of losing our individual freedoms because we're not paying attention and we've abdicated our personal responsibility. When it comes to our health, nothing is more dramatic than this idea of medicalizing everything. The articles we were going to talk about, should doctors treat lack of exercise as a medical condition?
We'll do a little bit of overdrive to get into that. But yeah, I mean, here's my frustration. I've seen it work with family, Aaron Dykes. I lost 40 pounds. And then just am not in the habit of taking stuff all day, so I quit doing it. Now I'm back on it. Even when I know it's real myself, I'm so weak I can't fully commit, Ben.
Well, you know what? You can't fully commit until you do, because once you do, you would not want to. Once you do commit, you're not going to want to be without your Beyond Tangy Tangerine, your nutritional supplements. And it may
I take them once or twice a day, but you're supposed to take them, 3-4 times a day. My point is, I've already seen dramatic results. I just can't believe how real this is and how hidden in plain view. Like, drink more water,
Right. Oh, here's another one. Just breathing. One of the most powerful ways to lower your blood pressure is to practice diaphragmatic breathing. Simple oxygen can drop your blood pressure and get you off your antihypertensive drugs, your calcium channel blockers, and your beta blockers. And by the way, Alex, among the deadliest drugs of all, and there's a lot of deadly drugs, are these antihypertensive drugs. Now they want to give you the poly pill, which is a combination of different 3 or 4 antihypertensive drugs that you take in one pill.
That's what I wanted to ask you next. And your body's doing all this hyper stuff to keep you alive. You block it, you end up killing yourself. What do you make of all the big pharma documents in like 5 companies the last month coming out where they know their drugs are killing us and have no benefit and are laughing at us? I mean, they're so evil.
Have you heard about Propecia, the baldness drug now?
Yes, tell us.
Propecia is a baldness drug, and now people are surprised that Merck has been hiding the side effects. The company that makes Propecia has been hiding all the side effects that are associated with this. But the bottom line here is we shouldn't be surprised, because the mechanism of drugs is to block things in the body. That's why you have antihypertensives.
Merck knew that the MMR shot was actually giving people the measles, mumps, and rubella, and they were like, ha, 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 we'll get more money as we spread the measles, mumps, and rubella. I mean, it's just the diabolical nature.
It is diabolical. That's exactly right. You're playing with the body's chemistry. If you're on a prescription drug, Alex, your number one health objective needs to be to figure out how to get off that prescription drug. If you're on a prescription drug, it's not a matter of losing weight. It's not a matter of going to the gym. It's not a matter of eating better. It's a matter of getting off that prescription drug because it's killing you. And nutritional supplementation is your best strategy.
Yeah, again, because supplements work with the body. We're designed for those. Drugs go, like you said, Darth Vader put a gun to your head, whereas the natural stuff just works with the body as a family. Symbiotic, incredible, InfoWarsTeam.com. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we have now come back and reached our tail. This is the 4th hour we're starting. We're live, but retransmission coming up. Pharmacist Ben Fuchs is working with us over at InfoWarsTeam.com. Went through a lot of the vitamins and minerals and known illnesses and diseases that are triggered by lack of that. But there's no way these medical doctors are that stupid that when they see people coming in with rot holes and their skin falling off, they don't ask, hey, do you eat leafy vegetables and fruits? Are you taking any vitamin C? No, instead they got some, antibiotic for them because they got rot holes or whatever. Or if you've got, acne everywhere, they don't tell you, hey, it's this vitamin, this mineral. They got a bunch of topical stuff for you and acids to dry out your skin. I mean, that's a perfect example right there. I know you're really a big skin expert. Finishing up with some of the news articles you wanted to hit.
Fluoride. I want to talk about this dentist who's telling us that bottled water might be bad for kids' teeth because it doesn't have fluoride. And I love how the mainstream media just jumped all over this. If you look at any website...
well, it's a hoax. The government's being forced to take it out of the water, admitting it's deadly, but have one dentist come out, they can all act like it's good because he says so.
Well, fluoride singularly upsets the brain, especially a gland in the brain called the pineal gland, which takes up fluoride faster than any other tissue in the body. The pineal gland is the center of melatonin production, of serotonin production, and we know that serotonin drugs are the best-selling drugs in the world. The pineal gland is responsible for how we perceive reality itself, and it is singularly dependent on minerals like iodine. By the way, iodine supplementation is one of the best ways to protect yourself from fluoride. For people who are stuck drinking tap water, which I definitely don't recommend, but if you're stuck drinking it, make sure that you're using iodine supplementation. The pineal gland loves iodine. It will take in fluoride under iodine deficiency states. And this whole idea of bottled water is another problem too. I mean, our only option really is bottled water, but there are plasticizers in bottles that are also a big problem. Some of them act like estrogen. If you're stuck drinking bottled water and because you don't want to drink tap water, make sure that you're using nutritional supplements that will protect you from some of the toxicity associated with these bottled water ingredients. Ingredients in the bottles of bottled water. Essential fatty acids are very, very important in this regard.
So essential fatty acids helps block or take away the BPA?
It'll help protect your estrogen, your hormone system from some of the estrogen mimicking effects of BPA.
Because if you've got a flood of the good stuff, it'll bond instead of your body being desperate. I mean, that's like the thyroid, right? It'll pick up the toxic stuff if you don't have the good iodine, right?
Exactly. For folks worried about radioactivity, for folks worried about heavy metals, when you give yourself the good stuff, your body will selectively take that in. As far as this bisphenol A and some of the hardeners that they use in plastics that act like estrogen mimics, and it's other things too. Cosmetics can act like estrogen mimics. Preservatives can act like estrogen mimics. Fragrances and perfumes can mimic estrogen. To protect yourself from estrogen mimics, you want to use essential fatty acids. You want to use foods like broccoli and cauliflower, the cruciferous vegetables, and you want to make sure you're getting enough iodine. This is so important. I don't hear anybody talking about the importance of iodine for protection against excess estrogen, for protection of the pineal gland, for protection of the breast tissue, for protection of the adrenal glands. People will tell you, doctors will tell you, oh, you get enough iodine from iodized salt. Not true. And it's even the wrong kind of iodine as well.
Well, I like Modifilin, which isn't a longevity product, but we have it at InfoWarsShop.com. I talked to a lot of folks. I really like the way this makes me feel and what it's doing for me. A lot of folks I know, well, Weldon was the one that first turned me on to it, and I asked a bunch of different doctors and scientists about it. I really like the brown seaweed from New Zealand myself.
Seaweed is amazing, amazing stuff. If you can, the more seaweed you eat, the better. Of course, we know the oceans are pretty toxic, but seaweed actually has an ability to sequester some of the toxins that are found in ocean water. So eating seaweed is not only a great way to get iodine, it's a wonderful source of iodine, it's a great source of B vitamins, it's a great source of protein.
So it's almost a chelator. It's helping drag stuff out of your body.
That's exactly right. It's a
all right,
chelator,
listen, we're going to post this interview that was live at InfoWarsTeam.com. If you missed any of it out there, and Aaron Dyke's testimony with before and after, it's up at InfoWarsTeam.com. Thank you so much, pharmacist Ben Fuchs. Great job retransmitting.